Welcome in, Kaspa community. I am the CryptoBullGod, and in today's video, we're going to discuss what in the world is going on with Kaspa's price. Is it crashing? Make sure that you hang around for the entirety of the video because I'm going to be discussing key price areas of support that we want to see hold. Just a quick disclosure that I'm never offering financial advice on this channel. No. Personal financial decisions that are up to you. With that being said, let's get right into it. All right, guys, during a moment like this where you're experiencing perhaps a larger correction than you were expecting, one of the most important things that you need to do, you need to get your emotions in check. And you need to rely on your intellect. You know, I'm somebody who believes in emotional intelligence. And it's very true that if your emotions are very high, your intellect is very low. They're very inversely related. So we need to lower those emotions and allow that intellect to rise very high. In this case, what we're going to do for the moment is we're going to focus on a 4-hour chart. Now, the reason we're focusing on a 4-hour chart for Kaspa is because I have shared in the past that there's very limited price data for Kaspa. So the 4-hour chart, believe it or not, does hold a lot of historical significance. When we go back in the past, one of the things I have shared with you prior is when we get a golden cross, when the 50 crosses above the 200, purple crosses above the pink, we historically have seen a monumental rise in price. Blue circle indicates the golden cross, and the green arrow indicates the time horizon till that quote-unquote cycle top, okay? You can see in this case, when we got our golden cross, we did see price action that went below the 200 simple moving average. It deviated for a few candlesticks, but eventually got back above, okay? In this case, you can see when we got our golden cross, we came down to the 200, slightly below it, and then deviated right back up to where our quote-unquote cycle top occurred. Here you can see we got our golden cross. We have not seen a significant rise in price. The golden cross here occurred at 3.9 cents, and we only came up to 5.4 cents. That's not a significant rise in price given the price levels we've seen in the past from time of cross to rise to the top of the cycle, right? In this case, we're deviating below the 200 simple moving average like we've seen prior times. Now, if history is to not necessarily repeat but rhyme, we should see some form of a sharp recovery here, some sort of consolidation and a sharp recovery up. That's what we should see. If we zoom into a smaller time frame and we look at a 1-hour chart for hints of a potential bump up in price that we could anticipate over the next few days, you can see we are seeing a little bit of bullish divergence on the RSI. So the RSI actually is beginning to increase as the price is falling. What that is saying in layman's terms is we are beginning to see some seller exhaustion even though price has been continuing lower. So keep an eye on the 4-hour price. Ultimately on the 4-hour chart, we want to close a candlestick back above the 200 simple moving average at 4.6, 4.7 cents. Now, let's go to the 2-day. I've drawn a comparison. If you're not following me on Twitter at CryptoBullGod, I do routinely tweet about Kaspa. I also routinely talk about Kaspa and many other crypto projects on my daily live stream all in the charts. Click that bell icon for all notifications so that you know when I go live each and every single day. I do take, like I said, your TA questions. Now, I've drawn this point in comparison on the 2-day chart that we're at right now to back in February. You can see in February, we deviated below this blue line, which is the 10 simple moving average on the 2-day. If we do something similar, again, over the next handful of days here, we should see whether or not we go lower, which we're going to talk about price levels in a moment here. We should see some sort of a sharp recovery up towards the 4.9 to 5 cent area over the next handful of days here. Now, this is a 2-day candlestick, which has just printed today as of time of recording on Tuesday. As of day of release, it'll be Wednesday. So we're going to allow Wednesday's price action come in to print this candlestick. What we want to see on the candlestick is a higher wick on the lower end here to spell seller exhaustion and less of a thick body on the red candle. What price levels am I looking at? You know, it's interesting. I did talk about this on my last video. Last couple of videos, guys, if you watch my last couple of videos, it should not surprise you. And the next chart will more distinctively show this. It shouldn't surprise you that we've come down to this 4.2, 4.13 cent area. I said that that was very possible. My line in the sand here, we're resting essentially right on support around 4.3 cents. If we definitively get a candlestick body that closes on the 2-day below here, I see 3.9 cents. And again, I didn't rule it out of the realm of possibility. I found it much less likely, and I still find it less likely that we're going to come all the way down here to 3.7 to 3.27 cents. You'll remember this was my golden buy zone back here, which worked out perfectly. I do not think we're going to come down to this level, but be prepared. In crypto, you know, it's amazing. In crypto, it oftentimes does the unexpected, right? It doesn't mean that the price is crashing. Kaspa's price is not crashing. We're not expecting a 50% crash here all the way down to these price levels. I do not see that happening. Okay, if you could see me right now, I am laughing at the idea that we're going to come down to 2.25 cents. Is it possible? Okay, don't lose sight of the fact that it is a possibility. We could get a 50% more crash in price. But we would need to see a much broader capitulation event in crypto for that to happen. Kaspa by itself is not going to crash 50% at this point. I do not see that happening, and I don't see a significant move down in Bitcoin. Hence, I find it highly, did I say the word highly? Unlikely we're going to hit this price level down here. I also find it unlikely we're going to come down here, but I do see it as a possibility. My main area has already been hit. We're in this 4.1 to 4.3 cent area. Could we go lower down to the 3.9 cent area? Yes, I do see that as a possibility, but I don't see it deviating too much further from that price level. We'll have to keep an eye on it though. Now, what other chart am I looking at? Again, this is the weekly macro view on Kaspa. Every single time we've gotten a candle body close above the 10 simple moving average on the weekly, you can see the time it has lasted till we peaked out, right? 3 bars, 8 bars, 6 bars, and I'm projecting out an average of 7 bars between these two time periods here. Now, it's important to note, guys, we have more price confluence here pointing to this 4 cent level. Full disclosure, I just pulled out more capital availability, never financial advice on this channel, more capital availability to scale into Kaspa at these current price levels. That's just my view on the charts, and I'll tell you why. The reason is because when we've seen a candle body close above the 10 simple moving average, it is true. We have come back, as in this case, and we have back tested the 10 SMA. And we've even gone a little bit lower. You can see the price wick here lower, right? In this case, we did not touch. In this case, you can see a candle body wick below. But each time, meteoric 200, 600, 150, meteoric rise in price. Guys, we have not seen a meteoric rise in price right now. How far have we ridden up once we crossed above? We've gone up approximately, guys, we've only, again, history does not need to repeat, but it often likes to rhyme. We've only gone up about 41, 42%, right? So again, all we can use is the historical data when we look left on the chart to tell us what is most likely. We have a sample size, a small sample size, okay? A small sample size because there's not a lot of price history. 3 set sample size here, right? Each time we've had at least a 150% gain shown here. Roughly 50, over 200%, and 620%. We've only had, what, a 40% gain here. So we've come back. Now, we're early in the week, and you can see right now, depending how we close, we're below the 10 SMA. If we see over the next handful of days by Sunday's close, a wick here and us closing up in this region towards even 4.6 cents, this will be another occurrence that may very likely point to the fact that this was a massive buying opportunity in this low 4 cent area. There's a lot of price confluence, A lot of price confluence on this chart, okay, 2-day, right in between the 3.9 and 4.3 cent area. And on this weekly view, okay, using this 10 simple moving average as an area to buy at, which is sitting at 4.3 cents. We knew based on prior videos we could wick below here. I've spoken to this fact in prior videos. There's nothing that makes me nervous about this chart. And the last thing I want to point out to you guys, this is an extremely strong chart, and until it breaks, what it tells me, this is the Kaspa BTC relativity chart, Kaspa is going to continue making moves in lockstep with Bitcoin, but outpacing it. Sure, we could come back to this area of price confluence back here and see some form of a correction relative to Bitcoin's price performance. If Bitcoin pulls back, maybe we see a little bit of a harder pullback. If Bitcoin goes up, maybe Kaspa doesn't go up as hard and we see a correction down here, but I don't see this relativity value going below this region here. The strength in this relativity value chart for Kaspa BTC also lends credence to the notion that you should have a high degree of confidence in the USD chart. There's a lot of strength in this chart. Don't lose sight. As they say, when in doubt, zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. And when you look at this chart on a weekly view, what is there to be scared about? Why would you be scared about a potential crash in price? Just look at this thing. Stair steps up, stair steps up, stair steps up. Even if we got some deviation lower than what I'm anticipating, what this chart should tell you, okay? High level, what this chart should tell you, anything below the blue line, guys, can you not see this if you're not even a technical analyst, okay? Anything below the blue line is a major buy opportunity. Look at the times we've gone below the blue line, big buy opportunity. Below the blue line right here, big buy opportunity. Below the blue line, big buy opportunity. I will say below the blue line, it's going to be a big opportunity to buy at these levels. I see Kaspa at double digits by the fourth quarter. I'm calling for something at or close to top 20 market cap in Kaspa by the fourth quarter of this year. I do not see a crash coming in Kaspa. If you appreciate the content, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, drop me a comment, share what you liked or didn't like about the video, and click that bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday for my daily TA live stream. It's called All in the Charts, where I take your TA questions. And until next time, everybody, let's all spread awareness and let's carry the education forward.
So what you gonna do, $5 on CryptoBullGod and his crypto maniacs and the entire cryptocurrency market? Run wild! Oh,